This is the CBS television network.
On the 20th of October, 1953, when CBS television station showed the case of the U.S. release of the aviation lieutenant Milo Radulic, who was of Montenegrin origin, on charges of being a communist, the American public turned hysteric towards something known as McCarthyism. McCarthyism marks the initial phase of the Cold War, a period of political persecution and trials conducted by the rule of governmental operations, which were led by Senator Joseph McCarthy. This term entered the American culture as an expression which highlighted massive pressure onto individuals without established evidence. The harassment of the young officer Milan Radulovic attracted the attention of the famous television presenter Edward Murrow, who with a team of assistants conducted his own investigation, risking to be accused of communist sympathizers. It was a moving story which revealed Senator McCarthy and the methods he used in his modern-day witch hunt. After the show, viewers sent 8,000 letters of support to Radulovic. Program producer Fred Friendly said that it was the first time that the power of television had been revealed. 1 month after the investigation, military prosecutors revised the charge and the court frees Radulovic. McCarthy leaves office following an intense debate in the Senate after his sinister board is dissolved. The history of McCarthyism chased after left-wing intellectuals, members of the American Communist Party, and all those who for some reason were suspected of being communist sympathizers. After learning that the communist bloc, led by the Soviet Union, had come into possession of atomic bombs in 1949, as well as Mao's communist victory in the Chinese Civil War, American society sunk into a state of fear and paranoia. In 1950, Republican Senator Joseph McCarthy published a list of 57 suspected Soviet spies and communist sympathizers within the State Department employees. This revelation, with the help of overnight media attention, turned an unknown politician into the savior of the nation. After his appointment as president of the Senate's Committee on Governmental Operations, as well as the Subcommittee on Investigations, Senator McCarthy initiates investigations on hundreds of Americans on the basis of rumors, and very often on people who were very popular at that time. Hollywood in particular was attacked by the board, which prevented many actors and directors from further work, like Charlie Chaplin, writer Arthur Miller, physicist Robert Oppenheimer, sociologist Alfred Kinsley. The McCarthy campaign for Arthur Miller was the inspiration for the famous drama The Witches of Salem, where people were burned on the false charges of a hysterical crowd. The collective psychosis increased with frequent television coverage on suspects and assumed communists. The collective psychosis increased with frequent television coverage on suspect and assumed communists. The board even went as far as accusing public libraries of having books on their shelves which contained communist ideas. McCarthy's announcement on raiding the CIA was not achieved because the leaders of that agency did not like that proposal. The power of the Senate's board committee at the time of the broadcasting of the program on famous Lieutenant Radulovic was at its peak. Even then, President Eisenhower did not publicly oppose its arrogant actions. After the fateful broadcast on CBS, things began to change. Joseph McCarthy died 3 years later at the age of 48 due to the consequences of alcoholism. Milo Radulovic was rehabilitated, and until his death in 2007 he worked as a meteorologist in Sacramento. Television presenter Edward Murrow died in 1965 due to the consequences of smoking.